Hey everyone! Welcome back to our channel, your ultimate source for all the latest and most emotional stories in the Korean entertainment world. If you're a K-pop or K-drama fan, you're in exactly the right place. Today's story will absolutely touch your heart. We're diving into what really happened at the Baeksang Arts Awards, where IU was seen leaving in tears. And what happened next shocked everyone. Just when no one expected it, Lee Jong Suk appeared and did something no one else dared to do. It wasn't caught on stage, but it was raw, real, and unbelievably moving. So, make sure you stick around till the end because you don't want to miss this emotional roller coaster. If you love Lee Jong Suk or simply believe in love and support in the harsh world of fame, this one's for you. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another moment of drama, love, and real emotion from the world of Korean celebrities. Now, let's dive into the full story. The 61st Baeksang Arts Awards held in Seoul was expected to be a night of celebration, glamour, and recognition. Stars from Korea's brightest entertainment circles gathered under the glistening lights dressed in their finest as fans and press waited eagerly to witness who would walk away with the most coveted awards of the year. Among the most anticipated appearances was none other than singer-actress IU, whose performance in Dream and her relentless success in the music world had made her a strong contender for the night. IU appeared graceful and elegant, dressed in a breathtaking off-white gown that shimmered with every movement. She smiled at reporters, posed gracefully, and carried herself with the confidence of a veteran artist. But behind her radiant smile, it seemed something deeper was stirring, something no one would notice until much later in the evening. As the ceremony progressed, IU's category was finally called Best Actress. The atmosphere tensed. All eyes turned to the screen. The host opened the envelope and announced the winner. It wasn't IU. She clapped politely. She smiled, even stood to cheer. But the subtle change in her expression didn't escape attentive fans. Her eyes shimmered, not with joy, but with restrained emotion. Though no tears fell in that moment, it was clear that something inside her cracked ever so slightly. The weight of expectations, the pressures of performance, the fatigue of relentless work, all of it seemed to swell at once. As the evening continued, IU was seen growing more solemn. During a tribute segment honoring late actors and musicians, her emotions began to spill over. She lowered her head and quietly wiped her eyes. Her fans knew this wasn't just about an award. This was about years of carrying the weight of stardom, of holding herself to impossible standards, of enduring endless scrutiny from the public eye. When the ceremony finally ended and stars filed out for after-parties and interviews, IU did not linger. She quietly made her way through the back entrance of the venue, accompanied only by her manager. But just outside the exit, something happened that no one expected, and that would soon become the moment the entire country talked about. A black car pulled up quietly, unnoticed by most. The door opened, and stepping out was none other than Lee Jong Suk. The actor known for his quiet charisma and fiercely private nature had not attended the Baeksang Awards that night. Fans speculated he was overseas or busy filming. But in truth, he had chosen not to appear publicly so as not to draw attention away from IU. Instead, he waited until the spotlight had dimmed, until the cameras were gone, and came for her when she needed someone most. As IU stepped out into the cool night air, her eyes still red from silent tears, she stopped abruptly at the sight of him. Their eyes met. For a moment, the world seemed to pause. No words were exchanged. None were needed. Lee Jong Suk walked up to her, gently took her hand, and without hesitation, pulled her into a quiet embrace. In his arms, IU finally allowed herself to crumble. She buried her face into his chest, her hands clutching his coat. He held her close, one hand protectively cradling the back of her head, the other wrapped tightly around her shoulders as if shielding her from everything she had held back all night. Witnesses nearby, staff, security, and a few reporters who had stayed behind, watched in stunned silence. It was a rare moment of raw vulnerability and intimate comfort. In an industry so often defined by image, control, and distance, this display of quiet support and unspoken love was something entirely different. No camera flashes went off. No official photos were taken. But that didn't stop the moment from spreading like wildfire. A blurry fan video, likely taken by someone from a nearby rooftop, surfaced on social media just hours later. The clip showing IU walking into Lee Jong Suk's arms became the most talked about moment of the entire event. Hashtags like hashtag IU cries, hashtag Lee Jong Suk comforts IU, and hashtag Baeksang 2025 trended worldwide. IU looked so fragile in that moment, one fan tweeted, and Lee Jong Suk was right there. Not for the cameras, not for the fans, but for her. That's what love looks like. Speculations quickly reignited about the depth of their relationship. Though IU and Lee Jong Suk had confirmed their relationship quietly in late 2022, they had kept a respectful distance from public displays of affection. But this moment, captured by fate more than intention, showed something far more powerful than any red carpet pose. It showed love in its most honest form. The next morning, news outlets scrambled to write about the moment. Some tried to reach out to their agencies for official comment. Lee Jong Suk's side only said, he was there for someone important to him. We ask for understanding and privacy. IU's agency, meanwhile, released a brief message stating, IU was emotional due to the intensity of the evening. She is grateful for the love and support she continues to receive. But the most impactful response came from IU herself. Late that night, IU posted a message on her fan cafe. There are days when I feel strong and days when the weight feels heavier than usual. Yesterday was one of those days. Thank you to everyone who clapped for me, supported me, and made me feel seen. And thank you to the person who waited for me in the dark even when he didn't have to. I'm okay now. The message was signed with a heart. Fans needed no further confirmation. The moment became symbolic, not just for IU and Lee Jong Suk's relationship, but for a larger conversation within the Korean entertainment industry. It highlighted the emotional toll fame can take, especially on artists who constantly give of themselves creatively and emotionally. It also reminded fans and celebrities alike that sometimes the most important moments happen after the lights go out. Lee Jong Suk's decision to wait for IU after the ceremony, to show up when the world had turned its back, was not just romantic, it was revolutionary. In a world where image is everything, he chose authenticity. In an industry that thrives on timing, he chose presence. And in a relationship often kept hidden, he chose to be seen, not by millions, but by the one person who needed him. For IU, that quiet embrace was worth more than any trophy. And for the rest of us watching, it was the reminder that love doesn't need a stage. Sometimes it simply needs a car, a hug, and someone who shows up right when the curtain falls. The next few days saw the Korean entertainment world buzzing, not with scandal or speculation, but with admiration and tenderness. Fans weren't dissecting a controversy, they were replaying a moment that felt utterly genuine in a world where so much feels manufactured. Messages of support flooded online communities. IU's fan cafe saw a surge in heartfelt letters, many from young women saying they related to the pain of working tirelessly only to be overlooked. Others expressed admiration for Lee Jong Suk's quiet strength and unwavering support. Some even wrote how the moment had made them believe in love again. He didn't need to make a grand gesture in front of the cameras. He showed up for her when no one was watching, one netizen wrote on the Coup, a popular Korean community forum. That's more romantic than anything you'll see in a drama. And the comparison to K-dramas was inevitable. Fans jokingly said that Lee Jong Suk had outdone even his own characters, the loyal prosecutor from While You Were Sleeping, the protective genius from Pinocchio, the devoted writer from Romance is a Bonus Book. But this wasn't fiction. This was real life. And that made it all the more powerful. Industry insiders also took note. An anonymous staff member who had worked behind the scenes at Baeksang shared on SNS, IU was incredibly graceful even after the results were announced. But the moment she walked out the back and saw Lee Jong Suk waiting, her entire posture changed. It was like she could finally breathe. That breath, silent, unnoticed by most, was the kind of exhale that comes when you finally feel safe. Rumors also circulated that Lee Jong Suk had been in contact with IU throughout the event. While he had chosen not to attend to avoid overshadowing her night, he had quietly tracked the awards in real time. As soon as the event ended, he left his residence and headed to the venue, knowing she'd need someone waiting on the other side of that door. And that is how a night meant to honor the brightest stars became the backdrop for one of the purest displays of love in the world of Korean entertainment.